Look here, my boy, you know that there are some people who are called ungrateful.
Yes, of course.
Are you clear about what it is that people do to earn this name?
Yes, I am. People are called ungrateful when they have been well treated and could show gratitude in return, but don't.
Then you think that ingratitude is regarded as wrong?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever considered this question? Whether perhaps ingratitude is wrong if it is shown towards friends, but right if it is shown towards enemies, in the same way that it is considered to be wrong to enslave one's friends, but right to enslave one's enemies.
Yes, indeed, and I think that anyone who has received a favor either from a friend or from an enemy and doesn't attempt to show gratitude is morally wrong.
Well then, if that is so, ingratitude must be an mitigated injustice.
Yes, I agree.
Then the greater the favors that a person receives without showing gratitude in return, the more unjust he is.
I think so.
Well, whom can we find that enjoy greater benefits than children receive from their parents? Their parents have brought them into existence from non-existence, and have enabled them to see all the beauty and share in all the good things that the gods provide for mankind, privileges which we consider so priceless that anyone would do anything rather than part with them. And states have made death the penalty for the greatest crimes, on the presumption that there could be no stronger deterrent from wrongdoing. You don't imagine that people have children just for sexual satisfaction. The streets and brothels are full of potential suppliers of that need. Besides, you can see that we look out for the sort of women who will bear us the best children, and then unite with them to produce children. The husband both supports his partner in childbearing and provides for the children that are to be born everything that he thinks will be an asset to them in life, and he provides it as fully as he can. The wife conceives and carries this burden, bearing the weight of it, risking her life and giving up a share of her own nourishment. And after all her trouble in carrying it for the full time and bringing it to birth, she feeds and cares for it. Although the child has never done her any good and does not know who his benefactor is, he cannot even communicate what he wants. His mother's attempts to supply what will be good for him and give him pleasure depend upon her powers of guessing, and she goes on rearing him for a long time, putting up with drudgery day and night, without knowing whether she will receive any gratitude. And it is not merely a matter of rearing children. When they seem to be capable of learning, their parents teach them themselves whatever they can teach that is valuable for life. But if they think that there is anything that is better taught by somebody else, they incur the expense of sending their children to that person. They leave nothing undone in their concern to see that their children's development is as perfect as possible.
But really, even if she has done all this and a great deal more besides, nobody could put up with her temper.
Which kind of ferocity do you think is harder to bear? A wild beast's or a mother's?
A mother's. If she's like mine.
Has she ever injured you by biting or kicking, as a good many people have suffered before now from wild animals?
Oh no, but she says things that one wouldn't want to hear, every day of one's life.
And how much trouble do you think you have given her by your peevish cries and behavior day and night ever since you were a baby? And how often have you worried her by your illnesses?
Well, I have never said or done anything to her to make her ashamed of me.
Look here, do you think it is harder for you to listen to the things that she says than it is for actors in tragedies when they go all out to abuse one another?
Well, they don't imagine that the speaker who accuses them intends to punish them, or that the one who threatens them intends to injure them, so I suppose they take it quite lightly.
But you get angry, although you know quite well that what your mother says to you is said not only without any unkind intention, but actually out of a desire for your especial benefit. Or do you imagine that your mother is ill-disposed towards you?
Oh no, I don't think that.
So, although this mother of yours is well disposed towards you, and does her very best to see to it that you get well when you are ill, and that you shan't lack anything that you need, and besides all this, although she is constantly praying to the gods for blessings upon you and paying her vows on your account, you say that she is hard to put up with. In my opinion, If you can't bear a mother like that, you can't bear what is good for you. Tell me, do you think that there is anyone else who claims your respect? Or is there nobody you are prepared to try to please or obey? Be he your superior officer or anyone else in authority.
Of course that's not the case.
Well then, do you want to be pleasant to your neighbor so that he may give you a light for your fire when you need it, and both contribute to your success and give you prompt and friendly help if you meet with any misfortune?
Yes, I do.
Take the case of a fellow traveler or fellow voyager or anyone else you might meet. Would it make no difference to you whether he became your friend or your enemy? Do you think that you ought to concern yourself with the goodwill of people like these?
I do think so.
So you are prepared to concern yourself with these people, and yet see no need to show consideration for your mother, who loves you more than anyone else does. Don't you know that the state cares nothing for any other kind of ingratitude, and prescribes no penalty for it, but turns a blind eye when beneficiaries fail to repay a favor? But if anyone shows no consideration for his parents, the state imposes a penalty upon him and disqualifies him from holding public office, on the presumption that the sacrifices could not be performed on behalf of the state with proper piety if he performed them, nor any other act be well and duly carried out if he were the agent. And what is more, if anyone fails to tend the graves of his dead parents, even this becomes the subject of a state inquiry when candidates for office are having their conduct scrutinized. So if you are sensible, my boy, you will beseech the gods to pardon any disregard that you have shown towards your mother in case they count you as ungrateful and refuse to do you good. And at the same time you will take care that your fellow men don't observe you neglecting your parents and all lose respect for you, so that you stand revealed as destitute of friends. For if they once got the notion that you were ungrateful to your parents, none would expect gratitude in return for doing you a kindness,